Hello, hello, and welcome back to another moon ceremony. I'm Safrianna Luna, the queer spirit guide, and as always, it's an honor to be here with you in the energy of our lunations and just be with what is. So, as always, we follow a format here. I just like to go over it really quickly in case it is your first time here. Basically, I'm going to go over the collective energy that I'm noticing right now, talk about this particular moon energy and phase that we're in. I will lead us in an energy clearing after we set some intentions. And then we'll go into a guided visualization or meditation, followed by a collective card reading. So I kind of broke my script a little bit this time because this energy is just intense. And it is a solar eclipse that we are experiencing. So I'm just feeling compelled to really look at things in a deeper way today than even we normally go here, I guess is what's kind of coming up for me. So, how are you doing? How is this energy feeling for you right now if you'd like to share? And again, whether you are here live or in the replay, I am holding energy for you as we navigate this together. So feel free to say hi in the chat, your name if you want, where you're tuning in from, how this energy is feeling for you. But also know that the reason I do these ceremonies this way is so that anyone can participate and you don't have to feel pressured to say anything live or out yourself as playing in the moon energy. So for me, and what I'm noticing in the collective right now is a lot of anger. And while it makes sense when we look around at what's happening right now, there's a lot to be angry about. There's an incredible amount of injustice happening in the world right now, and just absolute displays of inhumanity, really. And so, what an interesting point in time as we are in Aries season, and this solar eclipse is in Aries, this new moon in Aries, and we are right at the cusp. We've just crossed over the threshold of spring equinox here in the northern hemisphere. So it's this time of transition. It's the astrological new year. It is a new moon, and this fiery eclipse Aries energy is just potent. So there is so much potential here. So much potential for new pathways and new possibilities. But what that is going to take is each individual stepping into their authenticity. So that's what I really want to begin with. But I want to say how I've gone off script here is I've actually pulled some cards before. And the cards that came up were Golden Libyan Tektite. And this is all about expansion. And then we have Numite and Black Dahlia. And this represents the void. And just look at these side by side. We have this bright, sunny energy, and then we have this literal deep, dark void. And that's what this moment very much feels like. And it's really symbolized this light and dark intersecting, and even the shadows being in front of the light, being more prominent than the light as that dark faced moon passes in front of the sun for the solar eclipse. And so this is like the perfect energetic depiction of this golden yellow light and this dark void, calling us to really look at what is happening in the shadows. Camille, so good to see you. Yeah, sleep has been weird. Energy's been weird. Discussions, deep discussions are happening right now. You know, I do want to remind us we are still in Venus retrograde, I believe, through the beginning of April. And there's been a lot of communication stuff coming to the surface, a lot of questioning of relationships and authenticity. I love that authenticity has been coming up because that is the theme of the night. So I read an article on this energy, and I loved what it said. It said that there was no more Aries eclipse for another 18 years. So after this eclipse in Aries, there are not going to be any more solar eclipses in Aries for another 18 years. So this is like a, hey, get your attention, fire energy. Who the hell are you? What are you here to do? And what is making you angry right now? And all of that is information. All of that is really important information. So, Aries is ruled by Mars. That is action, it's motivation, it's anger, and it's war. And again, it's a really scary time to be alive right now. And we're seeing a lot of this energy coming up to the surface collectively. If you're here with me, you want to do something with that energy. You want to transmute it. You want to lean into it, not to let it overtake you, but to build your action, your motivation. And I come back to these cards, expansion and the void. And this is like, hey, there's an opportunity to expand within the dark spaces in yourself, to initiate yourself, and to shatter your ego in the best of ways, if such a thing can be said, and emptying to pull back in only that which is you. I'm going to say that again. This is a time to pull back in only that which is you. So, as we're sitting here, I want us to begin to think about our intentions for this particular moon. And, what are you being drawn to right now? What are you here to transmute? What are you here to release when it comes to your anger? What is your anger telling you you need to do? That's what I want you to get really curious about. And it's a great time to look back at the last two April eclipses we've had in 2024 and 2023 and one like just kind of wonder, where have you come from those moments? What has changed? What has shifted? And what are you taking with you and what are you leaving behind? So let's move towards setting some intentions here. I'm going to put some intentions in the chat on YouTube and Facebook. And essentially, I'd love you to write down something like, I'm ready to, I choose to, I'm lovingly letting go of, just whatever your intention is for the next 2 weeks or so. Go ahead and take some moments to write that down in your notebook, and I'm going to do the same. So we're going to have some moments of silence here. What is your intention for this phase ahead? And maybe here you want to focus on, I am letting go of. Like, what are you really letting go of at this point in life? Because of this Aries fire energy, really has that capacity to help you cleanse. So, just a thought. And as always, please feel free to share your intention in the chat if you would like to, but there is no pressure. My intention is to let go of stagnation and continue to step into my wants and my writing career. So as you really write down and tune into these intentions, please feel free to continue. But I'm just going to get my smoke going over here for some cleansing. I'm letting go of insecurity that pulls me away from love. Beautiful. Yeah, it's amazing how much insecurity can turn us away from receiving what's in front of us or what's within us. Our own self-compassion. I was having some good conversations today about compassion. So as you're setting these intentions, you might begin to notice that inner voice that says, no, you can't have that. That's not for you. There's no way, et cetera, et cetera. If you hear any of that, negative inner voice coming in, we're just going to welcome it gently and lovingly. I'm letting go of I don't know or being afraid of people's reaction to my full authentic self. That's beautiful. Yes. We got to step into this authenticity. That's really this big, big, big message that's here. We're going to get into that, I'm sure. But just noticing what's here that might feel stuck, sticky, stagnant in your body. Any energy, emotions, thoughts, feelings that have been holding you back from stepping into this intention, or just any heaviness that you need to release from the past weeks or even today. Releasing, releasing, releasing. All you have to do is just breathe in and breathe out. As you inhale, calling back all of yourself. As you exhale, letting go of anything that is not you, that is not yours. Releasing, releasing, releasing. And maybe even noticing if there is any tension in the body right now. If you can just breathe into that and maybe soften around it. And maybe even taking an opportunity here to rebalance your relationship with the doer, the doing energy within yourself. Mars, Aries energy here. Have you been holding on to doing and not made enough room for being? Maybe there's an opportunity here for more balance. Releasing, releasing, releasing. On behalf of the collective, anything ready to be let go here and now, knowing that anything needed still to learn lessons, to integrate, to reprocess is still here for us, but that we can let go of anything that's been weighing us down, that we're complete with. So we're going to move into a time of visualization. I always like to say you can receive this however you want. You can have your eyes opened or closed. You can journal during this. You can get up and move. There is literally no right or wrong. No one else can see you but you. So do what you got to do. On that note, there is a chance. Okay, there's more than a chance because little bits of this visualization are already starting to come through, but there may be opportunities to vocalize. You do not have to vocalize. You can do everything internally. If now is not the right time to vocalize and you know that you want to, you can always create that space for yourself later. So just something to keep in mind, but you can have a full inner experience as we go through this visualization. And whether you see or sense or know or see words in your brain, there is no right or wrong on how you receive this. So we will begin as we always do by just tuning into the breath here in this moment. Just inhaling, exhaling, feeling your body here and now. And I'll invite you to think of a recent unconditional loving moment, or to be somewhere in nature that you find beautiful and grounding. But to just begin to be present here with the feeling of unconditional love. And if nothing springs to mind, you can always imagine yourself surrounded by your favorite animal, little baby goats, puppies, kittens, whatever. And as we expand in this feeling of unconditional love, I'll invite you to drop from the thinking mind down into the heart space and to breathe and expand around this feeling of unconditional love. Letting it spread out from head to toe to every limb, and allowing this to begin to open a portal in the heart space. Oh boy, friends, we're going to be in for a ride here. This portal opens to somewhere fiery. I'm picturing Mordor right now. But however you see yourself standing before a great body of lava, magma, fire, a plane of fire, knowing that you are fully protected, you can step through into this plane of fire and feel the heat, this greater than warmth, this immense radiating heat that bathes every cell of your being. And there's illumination from this fire, this heat, this magma. So you can see. And as you look at this landscape, we'll just invite your guardians, your guides, whatever companion wishes to be here with you. Just inviting any assistants that wish to help you with this transmutation. And if no guide arrives, you can always invite in an Aries ram. Just taking some moments to land here, be here, taking in this energy of fire, inviting in your team to see who's going to perform this ritual with you here tonight. As you bask in this immense heat, you begin to sweat. And as the dew collects on your skin, you can feel that with it, you are cleansing from within, that you're literally beginning to sweat out what doesn't belong to you. Any old energy, old habits, old patterns of people pleasing, codependency, keeping yourself small, staying silent, not speaking up for what you really want and need. All of these old patterns, any old patterns that are no longer serving you, literally rising to the surface of your skin as you bask in this immense heat. And your guides or helpers are here to collect what falls. As the sweat rolls off of your skin, it turns to coal, to stone, to something dense and heavy. And your guides help you to collect this, each piece, something that you'll get to transmute, something that you will get to let go of. Allowing yourself these moments to see what you're ready to move beyond, what you are truly ready to release. Anything inauthentic to you, anything installed in you from society, from authority, from the past, all coming to the surface of your skin, rolling off and tumbling to the ground like little pieces of lava stone. Remember, with each inhale, you call yourself home. With each exhale, you let go of anything that is not you. Lack of confidence, fear, shame, self-doubt, anxiety. Letting these things go, rolling off of you, being collected, ready to be transmuted. You are performing alchemy here and now, allowing the energy of fire that surrounds you to take in, to transmute, to change, so that you can expand out of the empty void. Give yourself a few more moments to see anything else that needs to go, rising to the surface of your skin. Rolling off of you, clattering to the ground. And now I invite you, with your guide's support, knowing you are held, you are safe, you are supported, to tap in to that vein of anger that exists within. Anger at the violations that exist in the world. Anger at the ways that you have been violated, that your boundaries have been crossed, ways that your communication has been ignored, your efforts unnoticed. Anger for anything that truly makes you angry. We like to run away from anger, push it down, swallow it, because we've been told it's bad. Meanwhile, those with explosive tempers and full-blown rage that take it out on others are so often excused. Healthy anger is simply boundaries being violated. So let yourself be angry and crush these stones. Crush them to powder. Scream. Let your voice cry out if you need to. Say aloud what you're angry about. Give voice to the anger. I know it's hard. Your anger is needed. It is needed to rally you to action so that you can transmute on an even bigger scale. Feel the support of your team, of your guides, of the ram energy, of the element of fire, elementals of fire, feeling their support as you crush all of the things you've released and cast them out into the fire, into the magma, the lava, whatever's here for you, and see those old things burn. And as you collect your anger, as you collect these realizations of the things that are not okay, also allow this fiery energy, this bright light, to transmute that too, handing it over to the elemental planes of fire. May this anger create, not destroy, unless it is to destroy harmful systems that hurt and do not help. Let this anger be a sign that we're alive, that we're not numb, and that we are fighting for better. Let this anger be a sign of our sacred boundaries, of our authenticity, of what is right for us and not. Let this anger become something that we can have compassion for, get curious about, and embrace, not in allowing it to take over, but in allowing it to inform us where we need to express, draw boundaries, create new. Again, an invitation to vocalize, to yell, to scream, to roar your lion's roar, whatever you need to do to let this out. Seeing yourself standing on a cliff, looking over lava, perhaps, arms stretched out, fists clenched, just screaming. Seeing your voice carry, reverberate, shake up, and in that begin to change. Through all this clearing, through all this releasing, there's an emptying. You've crushed the stones, you've thrown whatever you need to into the lava. If there's more you need to, do that now. Release, 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 cast into the fire whatever you are ready to let go of. And feel yourself emptying out anything that is not you. Creating this empty void within, the fertile soil for all expansive opportunities. And as unburdened as you can be here and now, knowing you always have the capacity to release, release, release. I invite you now to tune into the energy of light coming from the fire, from the magma, to really focus in on the quality of light, illumination coming from the flame. And instead of feeling hot, unless you like to feel that way, you're now focused on this warm glow, this light seeping into every pore, filling you back up. The gifts that you are calling in. Joy for yourself. Authenticity. Whatever is true for you, you get to call that in now. What are you filling yourself up with? What is coming out of that empty darkness? Allowing yourself to take in the light, take in your own light. What is possible for you here now that wasn't before you released? See the balance, the give and take here. What have you released and what have you gained? Inhaling, calling yourself completely back home. Every part of your soul, calling it back home. Basking in the light. Seeing every cell of your being illuminated, radiant, vibrant, alive. Feel the flow of life through you, head to toe. You are alive here and now with purpose. And unconditional love is available for you. Take an opportunity to look around at this plane of fire once more and just see if there are any other messages that the element of fire itself has to bring to you. And then asking your guides if there's any final messages for you. And then just taking a moment to offer yourself gratitude for showing up to do this work, for taking the opportunity to connect inward, to dive within to this plane of fire, to honor this moment in time, this energy, these emotions. And then as you're ready, reorienting to that portal within the heart, stepping back through. And if the eyes are closed, gently reintegrating into the body by wiggling the fingers and toes. And gently blinking open the eyes. Take some moments to stretch here. As I said, if you did not have an opportunity to vocalize here during this, I definitely want to encourage you to scream into a pillow tonight. Go howl at the moon. uh, Work out in an embodied way the anger that exists here. That is so much of what is here for us in this Aries solar eclipse energy, is this opportunity to see how our authentic self wants us to lead, and that the anger is there for a reason, to catalyze something, to expand something, to give us a signal that something's not working. So, as always, I would love to hear any experiences anyone had during that. You are welcome to type it in the chat, or you are more than welcome to DM it to me. Again, one of the things I am really intentional about with these ceremonies is that everybody can have privacy to practice and tune in. So I am going to be pulling some cards for the collective here, but take some moments here to write down anything in your journal that you might need to. And I am going to see what this eclipse energy wants to say. Okay. I think this one came out at a recent one. Okay. All right. I was very amused by the plane of fire. I opened that portal and I went, whoa, okay. So I hope that wasn't too jarring for anybody. I hope that it was transmuting ultimately. So, as we come towards the end of our time tonight, I have pulled from the Moonology deck. This is Yasmin Boland's deck. This is the back of it. First card, accept help. So, gosh, we need to accept help. So much we need to accept help. Many of us push assistance away. And we are in a time where we need to lean into mutual aid. We need to lean into community. We need to lean into building more resources for one another and normalizing accepting help, because we live in an era, at least here in the United States, where pull yourself up by the bootstraps mentality has poisoned our entire culture and driven so many people into the ground. And so much of that is out of a legacy of fierce individualism that coincides with fierce expansionism, if that's a word. I'm making it up now, uh, because there's this never ending quest for more that pervades society, while also the rugged individualism rejects any sense of compassion, love, or aid. So accepting help is a big energy coming through right now, that we are being invited to support one another more and in more expansive ways. And then releasing. I love, a lot of times the full moons are the times we really focus on releasing, but this fiery solar eclipse in Aries is an excellent opportunity to release. Again, it's the astrological new year. So it's a great time to purge the stuff that we're ready to let go of. And it's spring, so well, it's spring in the northern hemisphere. So it's also this like re-emerging time. And so we need to release the old shit. It's time to let that shit go. So that's really also goes hand in hand with accepting help. If we've been struggling to accept help, we need to let that shit go so that we can step into our last card here, which is love. And if you know me, you know I'm all about unconditional love. If you don't know me, now you know. I am literally all about the energy of unconditional love. And I know deeply that the true energy of love is unconditional, that we can love one another without conditions. That does not, however, mean being in relationships is a thing we can do without conditions. We need to release the relationships that move us away from love and lean into relationships that create more love. Because when we're co creating chaos, that perpetuates within ourselves and it radiates out into every facet of our lives and co creates chaos with others. And what we see collectively happening right now is not love on a global scale in any way, shape, or form. Certainly not love here in the United States. So we need to anchor in the authentic energy of unconditional love into ourselves. And that means having good boundaries and not tolerating intolerance, not being pushover, codependent, people pleasy people that stay silent, but accepting help from people who can really give it to us and releasing pretty much everything else. So, love, that is the ultimate energy that's here for us with this eclipse, is to step into our authentic love of ourselves, of others, of humanity, of this planet, of all of our human potential that we have. We have so much potential to do great and wonderful things in the world. And you can only do that by being who you really are. So that's the invitation, is to be everything of who you really are. And know that I love you and I see you and I believe you and I'm cheering you on, as I will always do. So, as we wind down our time here, I just want to remind you that if you would like to get reminders about the moon calls, I'm actually going to swap links out here really fast on the fly. The best link now to sign up for reminders is livinglunas.com/moon. And that way you will get an email reminder of when I'm going live, and you never have to miss that. You'll have the replay link right in your inbox, all that good stuff. So livinglunas.com/moon. And if you enjoy these moon ceremonies and you have the means and desires to do so, please consider donating, because I do these for free. I've done these for gosh, like 2 years now. It's really crazy to look back, and I do them at no cost. So anyone anywhere with an internet connection can benefit from some moments to tune into the moon and to themselves so that they can do the deeper work that we're here to do. Again, we are here with purpose at this time and space. I know it seems dire, it seems heavy, but we can do this. We do it together. We do it by accepting help. We do it by cheering each other on. We do it by getting curious and being compassionate with one another. That is how we change this trajectory. So, again, may this eclipse really bring a turning point energy around. May you step into your authenticity by really looking at all the areas that you've been violating your own boundaries, or others have been violating your boundaries, and you've been keeping yourself small or silent. It's time to let that shit go. And I'm here to support. So, as always, you know where to find me. If you want to send any messages about what came through tonight, I always love to hear. I see you. I believe you. I love you so fiercely. Until next time, I'll be back in 2 weeks for a non eclipse. I think it's eclipse season, but think we get a little break, but we'll be back for the full moon in a couple of weeks. And in the meantime, take care of yourselves and know that you are so powerful, so beloved, and so seen. Bye for now.